Welcome to Fire Breathing Kittens, an actual play podcast. Every episode microplot is a complete adventure with a beginning and an end that fits into the overarching macroplot of the whole season. Because they stand sturdily on their own, you can listen to these adventures in any order, and you can skip any that you don't enjoy. Today, we are playing with the combat mechanics from a game called Travel Size RPG, or TSRPG for short. We've played it before, but I think we'll do all right with it. And if you enjoy these mechanics, you can find it online. I recommend typing it into Google, and you'll have a few options pop up, and you'll want to go to the option under Drive-Thru RPG for the download. It only costs $5 and is well worth it. Today, we are joined by a few friends. So we are joined by Alastair for the first time.
Hello. Alastair is a half-elven male, generally a very nervous person with dark brown, short, neat, and well-kept hair. He has a very meticulous beard that's been trimmed and shaved. Adorned, he's got nice practical leather gear, nice opulent rings and bangles, and all sorts of baubles and scrolls, but they look like they're a little worse for wear. He's just along for the ride.
And your stats.
And my stats. So I have 7 mental and 1 physical. I have 2 items. I have a +2 wand of transmutation, and that uses my mental stat. And I have 2 uses of a +4 runic modification patch, and that's consumable, and also uses my mental stat. I have 2 traits. I have a +1. I'm a wizard, uses my mental stat, and I have a +1 to half-elven night vision, and that's a physical stat.
All right, very good. And we are also joined by Newson.
Hi there. Newson is an average-sized humanoid who is nondescript, and if you saw them in the background of the room, you probably wouldn't notice them. But if you look a bit closer, you see that their skin is pale and slightly waxy looking, and their features are slightly ill-formed. They also have pale blue discs on their skin, which are mostly hidden by their clothing, which is very nondescript workwear. They wear a hat, but again, if you look closely, you might see that there's no hair poking out from underneath the hat. For the purposes of TSRPG, their stats are 5 physical and 3 mental, but with a +2 durable mental processor enhancer. They can also extrude items of different configurations from their discs twice, which will give a +4, and their traits are inquisitive and sturdy.
Very good. And we are joined by Hefty.
Hi, everybody. I'm Hefty.Elphus. I'm a possum. An American possum, apparently. There's many types of possums. I have 0 physical ability, and I often freeze in place when frightened. It's involuntary. And I have 8 mental ability, not because I'm smart, because I can play my ukulele. I've got a +2 durable mental ukulele and +2 mental trait of musical. And if it comes in handy, I have +4 for my 2 uses consumable mental sheet music.
All right, very good. And I believe we were all meeting this morning in the common room of the guild house. Who wants to describe what they're seeing around here?
Sure. I see a nice, fairly packed guild hall. Plenty of people. The bar seems to be hopping. Not very clean, or at least not as clean as it should be. And a nice quest board that seems to have not too many, but a fair few postings on it.
Interesting. And what are you all doing?
I'm sitting reading a book with a nice little stew to the left of my little book.
All right, Hefty, what are you doing?
I'm practicing my ukulele. It's very loud, and everyone wishes I didn't.
Not everyone.
And Newson, what are you up to?
Newson is sitting in the corner, as is their wont, quietly observing everything that's going on around them and wondering how they might get involved.
All right. Interesting. It sounds like you're gearing to go, ready to go for some kind of adventure.
Definitely.
Now, as you're looking around the bar, you do happen to see your friend Grum. right? We all know Grum. He's hard to miss. He's a very large golem. But somehow he seems to be under the weather. We're not exactly sure how. His usual coloration is looking a little greener than usual. And he's been sitting at the bar staring at a bottle he's been turning over in his hands. He suddenly drops the bottle on the bar and rushes towards the bathroom.
Newson is intrigued by this and will get up and walk over to the bar to examine the bottle that Grum has dropped.
Yes. It's a fairly standard glass bottle with a cork in it. Inside, you see a rolled piece of parchment.
Well, that's too intriguing not to investigate. So Newson will uncork the bottle and attempt to take the piece of parchment out.
Can you describe how you get the parchment out of the bottle?
Newson will try shaking it upside down so that the rolled up parchment hopefully is rolled tight enough that it'll fit through the hole in the neck of the bottle.
This seems like a good time to try to do our first roll of the game. Now, for those of you who don't know, this game has different difficulty levels, and the point of this is that you have to choose a number and using whichever stat is more appropriate, and that will give you a range. And if the number that has been chosen by the DM ahead of time is within that range, then you are successful, right? So would you describe this more as a mental or physical challenge for how you're attempting to do this, Newson?
I think it's physical. It's really trying to dexterously maneuver it and shake it out.
That's what I was thinking too. And I'm going to say this is a fairly easy challenge. So I'm going to say that, and remind me, what is your physical stat?
It's 5.
5, okay. So I'm going to say this is a fairly easy challenge, though. So we're going to set the range at 10. Chances are you're going to be able to do this. I have my large dry erase marker and a ceramic cup. So I have my pre-rolled, random number generator list of numbers. And I am going to write the first number from the 10 scale on there. And it is ready to show you after you have chosen your number.
I'm going to choose 5.
All right, perfect.
And the number is 3, so I succeeded.
You succeeded. It was fairly easy to do this, but this is a nice introduction to how does this work. Perfect. So you succeed in successfully rolling the scroll out of the bottle. It pops right out, and you see that there is a message that was apparently sent out in a bottle. And for those who don't remember, Grum had found this at the bottom of the ocean in a previous adventure, right? Inside, you see a message. To whom it may concern, I am having quite the conundrum keeping the children of my orphanage entertained. I make toys for them continuously, but they don't seem to hold their attention. I need someone to come and help do something to make them more lively, to keep the children entertained continuously. If you think you can help me, please come to the Lost Island near Atlantis and seek me out at the Orphanage for the Children of Lost Sailors. Sincerely, Cecilia.
Well, Newson is very interested in this and immediately sees it as a challenge. So they look round the guild hall for anyone who might provide some stimulation for young orphans. Their eyes light on the ukulele playing entertainer nearby. So Newson strides over as purposefully as they can manage. Greetings.
Hi.
I have been listening to your incredible music, and I wonder whether you might be able to help some orphans who are in trouble and need stimulation.
Sure, anyone can listen to my music.
That is very true, but the orphans are not here. They are at the orphanage.
Where's that?
This piece of paper describes it as being near the island of Atlantis. Newson shows the piece of paper to Hefty.
This is when someone who knows what a map and like the world is would be like, that's probably far away and hard to find. But I'm a possum. So I'm like,
Okay, let's go there.
Am I within earshot of this conversation? Jim?
Yes.
It's better to travel in a group. So
I look around and I see Alastair and I'm like,
Alastair, are you busy today?
No. Why is there something going on?
Yeah, we're going to spend the next hour. We're just going to pop over to Atlantis. We'll be back soon. You want to come with us?
I didn't realize Atlantis was an hour away. But are you serious? Like,
Particularly if you know the way, it would be most efficacious to have you assisting us.
I mean, I don't necessarily know the way, but I know the way that it's written down to get there.
That sounds ideal.
Ish. But sure. Oh, okay. Why not?
You will be helping the orphans.
Oh my God. No one said anything about orphans. Let's do it. Right. I'm leading the way. Okay. Let me just collect my
how
things.
you'd like to do this.
Alastair is frantically trying to collect all his belongings around him. He's got still a half-eaten bowl of stew. He's put a bookmark in his book, packing his one little bag he had on him. I do have a book with like very old instructions on me, so I can leave now. But we should probably grab food. I don't know how long it's going to take. Do we have base necessities? I look at Hefty, who is very small.
I slap the bar and I say,
One provision, please.
and I imagine there's pre-packed go bags, right? I don't know.
Of course. The bartender puts
Little
some bags
face
in
meal
front of you.
bags.
She says, "Where y'all going?"
It's written on this piece of paper. Would you like to read it?
She looks
Newson
over.
reads the piece of paper out again for everyone who wasn't there when they read it earlier.
Yeah, she goes, "Whew, that's a ways. I'll throw a couple extra sandwiches in these bags. Yeah, you might want to map out this trip ahead of time."
I'm working on it very quickly.
Yeah, what are you using to try to locate the lost island near Atlantis?
I'm referencing a very old and archaic textbook that's probably not very accurate.
Okay, you have an old textbook. Can you talk about, what's in the textbook? What are you seeing?
Yes, so the textbook references like an ancient civilization of Atlantis, a city that fell beneath the sea. It doesn't give like exact coordinates or location, but it does give like general geographic locations. It's very old. There's a few pages that are a little worse for wear. You can see Alastair conveniently has a map on him and is trying to cross-reference locations that might work. You can tell that there's already a little bit of work started before this conversation began.
Okay, so you are cross-referencing a book that you happen to have on you that mentions the location of Atlantis against a map of the ocean near Nicomoy and
Correct.
attempting to pinpoint a location.
Yes,
This sounds like a mental challenge.
I'm very good at those.
You are very good at those. And finding Atlantis is fairly difficult. So we are going to we're going to do a high challenge. This range is going to be a 25 range.
Ooh.
So I am going to write the number on my cup and go ahead and give me a number.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Would I be able to add my +1 for being a wizard to this? Or is that not quite wizard things?
I'm going to say this is more scholar than wizard. This does not involve magic.
Okay. I'm going to pick 13.
13.
And
then
what's your range?
Yes.
7.
So that
Okay.
gives you a...
I go from 20 to 8. Assuming
So
I can
your
do math.
range is 20
Probably
to
not.
8 on this. I know I'm bad at that fast math. So 20 to 8 is your range of acceptable answers.
Yes. It's a 19! Guess you succeeded!
You have succeeded. You successfully find an area of ocean on your nautical charts that seem to meet all of the criteria that you are finding referenced in your textbook. You don't know if it'll still be accurate, but you have a general idea of where to go. When you do look at the map, you do see a very tiny island on the map near that location.
I did it. I think I did it. Guys. Okay. I think I know where we're going.
That is
How
an
far is
excellent
it?
start. I never doubted you, my friend.
You should have. I certainly did. But I think I know where we're going. Do we know how we're going to get there?
We can
No?
walk, right?
Not ideally.
I suspect we'll need some sort of boat or ship to travel there.
What's a boat?
Okay. Oh dear.
I imagine the possum has never been on a boat before.
Probably not.
Do you know what a cart is, Hefty?
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a cart?
It's a cart that goes on water instead of on land.
Awesome. You guys are so cool.
Thank you. You're very cool too.
I don't suppose you have a boat, Alastair?
Not me. I know people who do, but I'd rather not. I'd rather find a different boat.
We can buy one. What's it cost? $10?
I think a bit more than that. We can rent one. That's probably a bit cheaper. We could start the docks, I suppose.
I've got some money from the food game show I was on. I put most of it towards making small possum stuffed animals that are like when you poke their belly, they play a ukulele song at you. But I still have some cash left. Is this enough?
And I put a heap of gold coins on the table.
Holy moly! I didn't know that could all fit in your little body.
I have a pouch.
Is it a pouch of holding?
Clearly.
Ooh,
That'd be cool.
that would be kind of cool. I'm scared.
Oh no. You are a magical being.
I am a magical being. Officially, it's part of my quest to make this a pouch of holding in the future. I think it's just a pouch for now.
That'd be fabulous. I think that'll do the trick. Actually, as long as you're comfortable spending an exorbitant amount of money on that.
Is this a lot of money?
I would say so. It's more money than I have.
Oh, okay. I put half of it back.
Here you go.
Okay. Is this this feels like an ethical dilemma, and I look at Newson.
I agree with Alastair, though. We may not need a boat in the future, so perhaps hiring one would be more appropriate.
Yes.
And we may need someone to show us how to operate the boat as well. It is not in my skill range.
No, I dare say I don't think it's mine either. And Hefty just learned about boats, so I don't think she knows how to drive one.
She can try.
Perhaps we should follow your suggestion, Alastair, and go to the docks.
Let's do that. I'm sure we'll find a shipwright or a captain or something. Onward?
Let's go.
Yes. You arrive at the docks, and it seems you are hoping to hire a boat and not steal one. So
I think we found out what the plan was.
and there's multiple plans. There's, that's how we plan this. You could do whatever you want. It's your world.
Theft does not occur to Alastair.
Noted. Yeah. Rune wizard, not rogue. Got it. Mm-hmm. So you arrive at the docks. There are a variety of captains and sailors walking around. There are multiple boats around. Do any of you happen to personally know any of the captains?
Newson does not.
I think I know a friend of a friend.
Oh?
So I'm going to try and find Jeremy.
Who is Jeremy?
Jeremy is Caden's cousin, my tutor's cousin. I've met him about once or twice.
Okay. Yes. Does he already have a wiki page?
No.
We'll make that later. Can you describe Jeremy?
So Jeremy is a middle-aged human man. He's kind of got like a long, whitish beard, kind of very tired eyes. Alastair know him very well. He's only met him a fair few times, like in social gatherings and whatnot. But he knows of him, and he knows he's in town. Mm-hmm.
You scan the crowd, and you do see someone matching that description, walking towards what seems to be a a light cargo vessel, something built for speed and transporting small items like spices between ports.
Okay, that I think that might be him. Okay. I need someone to join me. I'm not good at introducing myself.
I'm kind of an emotional support animal. You can pet me.
That'll do. Do you mind if I pick you up? Is that okay?
Yeah, she is not soft. She's kind of spiky.
Alastair does not care.
Wire brush fur.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Alastair's going to pick up Hefty with her consent and move over to whom he believes to be Jeremy with little confidence. Hi, Jeremy? Jeremy?
Oh, is that you, Alastair?
Yes, it is. It's good to see you. It's been a long time.
Well, you two, what are you doing outside of your house? Does your father know you're here?
Oh, don't worry about that. No, he doesn't. It's fine. I need a boat. I know you have one.
Well, yes, but what, Jared? Alastair, what's going on? Are you in some kind of trouble? Is it drugs?
No, it's not. It's not drugs. as if I would know anything about that. You know me better. No, I've decided to go on a quest to help some orphans, and I need a boat to do that. Can you help me? We have money.
Well, that helps. Let's see. I could give you a ride. Although I think that might invoke some ire from your father.
He doesn't need to know. He doesn't need to know.
So
He's
you
off-
have to
He's off doing some emissary things.
You have to convince this man that taking you on your quest is worth risking the ire of your father. So I will let you determine how you want to go about doing that.
It's fine. He's going to be angry that you spoke to me anyway. He's just not gonna know. He doesn't need to know. How would he know unless you told him? I'm not going to. He doesn't know my friends. And I introduce Hefty and Newson.
Oh, is this the part where... And I take out a handful of gold coins.
He accepts the gold coins and looks down at them in his hand.
I think that's rather convincing.
All right, so you're trying to persuade and bribe your way into this.
Yeah.
Which I think is a mental challenge.
I'm surprisingly good at that. Okay.
I know this game really needs more of like separation of stats, like, a charisma versus there's no charisma challenge.
I suppose he's smart enough to be conniving if he needed to be. I don't think he's trying to do that, though.
I know the player dialogue is not convincing me of this, but okay.
No.
But yeah, we'll make this a difficulty 20 challenge.
Jesus. Okay.
I don't know how anyone could turn down a request from Hefty personally.
Isn't she so
right?
charming?
I think that Hefty being cute on the side has got to be worth a bonus.
Hefty, are you cute?
This leads me to the next thing. I actually want to load up a lot of I'm semi-cute, very cute stuffed animal possums onto this boat as well. They're like toys that when you poke them, they play music, ukulele music. And so my cuteness, questionable. But the toys that we're bringing on board, not questionable at all.
Well, you are going to an orphanage, so yeah, it makes sense. This is a good place to bring them. Okay, but anyways, I have my number here. Go ahead and tell me yours.
+1 from the cuteness of the toys.
Fabulous. You said it's
Help action.
a difficulty 20?
Yes.
We're going to choose 10, and I have 7 + 1 from the assist from Hefty, so 8. So that's going to be 18 to 2.
18 to 2.
17.
I love the
I'm very
number
good at this.
Good at picking.
All right, so he seems a little dubious at the idea of potentially crossing your father, but the gold and the assurance from you that your father will not be finding out any of this
He doesn't
has
even know where I
convinced
am.
him-
It's fine.
has convinced him to take you on as passengers for the day.
Oh, this is so exciting. Thank you, Jeremy. You will not regret it, I assure you.
He winces and leads you towards the boat. So you all board this.
As we load the stuffed animals onto the boat, they activate and all start playing music discordantly, not having been activated at exactly the same time. Like as they go on the boat.
How large are these things?
Smaller than me, and I'm a foot long in body. It's like tie. What are those things called? Beanie Babies.
Like hand-sized.
Yeah, for small children, but large enough to not suffocate a small child, you know?
Yeah. 6 inches.
That's a valid concern. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You load a large crate of these on board, and you have them. You get settled on the ship. Where do you all decide to perch for this journey?
Oh, boy.
Newson wants to watch what's going on, so is on deck, but is also a little... as Newson was boarding the boat, anyone who was paying close attention might have noticed that they seemed slightly reluctant to go on board.
Yes, you do have some history with the ocean, don't you?
Oh, no!
So, but they overcame it. But they're now. It's some sort of. You said it's a small, but it's a sailing vessel presumably. So it has like a central mast, or is it oar powered only?
No, it actually has 3 masts with sails. It's a sleek vessel with a small cargo hold, meant for traveling quickly.
Okay.
Oh my God!
So Newson is going to be staying very close to the central mast, where they can see what's going on, and they're not in anyone's way, but they're not too close to the edge of the boat.
I thought that seemed likely.
Yeah.
What about you, Alastair?
Are there any secure places where I can like grab on and still be comfortable? Like,
Well, yeah, there's a railing all around. There's the central masts. There are cabins underneath the deck.
ooh, do they have windows?
Yes, they have small portholes.
I'm going to find a comfortable little like cabin that's like I can like it's got like a little reading nook next to like a window or something, or I guess it'd be a bed, but like somewhere that I could be comfortable and feel safe.
And yes, and Hefty, where do you settle in?
Have you guys seen the movie Titanic where Jack and Rose are at the front of the bow? That looks like a branch to me, so I am possum clinging in my most possum comfortable way to the bow of the boat railing.
Okay.
I love it.
All right. You watch as the sailors can finish up the final preparations. They are still going to be working during this trip, so they're loading casks of spices, for the ports along their path. And when everything seems to be set up, Jeremy comes to check on you guys and just ask if you guys are all ready to go, if there's anything else, any other preparations you need to make.
I think we have everything. Does anybody want anything? We haven't left yet.
I have no need for anything else. You have told your friend Jeremy where the location is that we're heading to, haven't you, Alastair?
Oh, that would be helpful. No. Jeremy, right. Hello. I have a map. Would that be helpful?
He looks at your map and the area that you have pinpointed. He is familiar with the area and tells you, oh, yeah, there is that little island over there. There's not a whole lot on it. Not a lot of reason for people to go there. But
there is an island.
There is an island, just like the map shows. And
it's real.
It is real. Like I said, it's a fairly empty section of the ocean. But if you want to go there, we can. It's a little out of the way. It takes about a day to get there.
I'm okay with that. That's quicker than I thought, to be honest.
Yeah.
We have sandwiches.
Yes, you
What
do.
kind of sandwiches are they? Are they tasty?
I unwrap one and it's egg salad.
Oh my God.
Probably best to
Yes.
eat this one first.
All right. So you guys start munching on sandwiches, and the boat, takes off from the docks and sets sail. The day is fairly uneventful as it goes on. You know, the boat doesn't need a whole lot of maintenance. As the sun starts to set, you see that the sailors start to settle into their evening routine. You know, there's music and dancing, and someone brings out the grog, which is actually quite tasty if you haven't had it. Grog is basically alcoholic lemonade. And just general revelry breaks out on the deck as the sun starts to set.
I've never had alcohol before. Should I try some?
So describe what you all do on this day-long journey with these rowdy sailors.
I imagine I was probably given the grog without the pretense that it was alcoholic. And the sweet taste of the lemonade is a little too convincing, and I probably drink too much. Alastair is flailing around on the upper deck, not very coordinated at all, but also hasn't thrown up. So that's a good sign.
As you're flailing, one of the sailors links arms with you and drags you into this dance that they're all doing, with lots of stomping and swinging people by the elbow to grab onto the next person's elbow and swing the other way.
Oh my God, this is so much fun. I don't know this dance. So I'm just desperately
Nobody
trying.
knows this dance. It's fine.
Desperately, this is too peasant for me to understand. Desperately trying to figure out what's going on and failing miserably.
Sure. This seems like a fun check. This is a physical check. How are you at those?
Very bad.
We're going to set this at a 10 challenge. But yes, as you are drawn into this rowdy dance, you attempt to keep up. And let me go ahead and write the number here. And what is your number for attempting to keep up with this dance?
So I am intoxicated. Does that affect my score or rather my modifier at all?
No, if anything, it would help. But no, your modifier is what it is.
Great. So we're going to choose 2, and my modifier is 1. So 1 to 3. The number is 10.
Oh,
All right.
no.
Can you describe what happens?
Linking arms and desperately trying to keep up with these sailors that are much quicker and dexterous than Alastair is. He gets a bit too dizzy and has to run over to the railing and hurls.
I'm at the railing. No.
Not.
Do we need to do a physical challenge for dodging the vomit?
Oh no!
You knock me off.
I'm gonna try not to do that if I can. I don't know if I have a choice.
So, Hefty, physical challenge for avoiding the stream of vomit.
I straight up have no physical stats.
Does anyone want to try to help her?
This is just luck.
Oh no! Can I? I don't think I can help. But if I could, I would.
Newsom, are you available to try to help?
You're the problem, sir.
I'm the problem. It's me.
Yes. Having observed Alastair go spinning off to the railings, Newson does quickly dash over to see if everything's all right, and size up the situation. So as it becomes apparent that Alastair is about to bring up the egg salad sandwiches, Newson attempts to adjust his facing so that he doesn't completely coat Hefty.
All right, and so that gives you a +1 from the help.
Okay.
And what is your number?
I'm going to guess 4.
You're going to guess 4. So anything from 3 to 5 works.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a 6. I think I go overboard to dodge the vomit.
No.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. There's a huge... Okay, I'm a foot big. There's a huge, lurching, drunk, green-faced... Yeah. No, I'm like, whoop.
All right.
Unfortunately...
So Newsom is running towards you to try to help, but he's just not fast enough. And as Alastair comes over to the railing to vomit, in your fright and attempt to get out of the way, you scramble and
I freeze and I fall off like a little limp brick off the railing.
And you fall into the water.
Yeah, and I'm immobile because I froze.
Oh no! What happens next?
Oh my god!
Newson looks around. Is there any rope nearby?
Yes, there are many coils of rope.
So Newson is going to say, "Alert! We have a passenger overboard," and at the same time grab a coil of rope and attempt to throw one end down to Hefty.
All right, Hefty, what do you do?
I am involuntarily immobile. So as the rope hits the water within 3 inches of me, I'm going to do a physical challenge and hope it goes under me with a wave, because otherwise...
All right, you're going to attempt a physical challenge.
Maybe it should be Newson, because Newson's throwing.
Oh, yeah. Newson, are you trying to... Yeah, this could be a physical challenge for Newson. This is going to be fairly difficult to get a rope to happen to go directly underneath you from a wave. So I'm going to say this is a 20 challenge.
Oh, God.
A 20? I'm going to die.
No!
All right. And, all right, Newson, what is your number?
Newson is quite concerned about Hefty. Can see that she's immobile in the water. So Newson is going to, as they fashion the rope into like a loop, they're trying to throw it down like a skipping rope to grab hold of it. They're also going to extrude some from the discs in their hand, so, like some grappling hooks, some sort of little Velcro-y things to attach to the rope to increase the chance of hooking onto the wiry fur of Hefty.
Sure. So you're using one of your consumables, correct?
I'm using one of my consumable items, yeah.
All right.
So I have 5 physical normally. I'm getting +4 from that, so that's 9. So I'm going to choose 11
All right.
as my number, which gives me a range from 2 to 20.
2 to 20. Perfect.
16.
Thank
Hooray.
Christ.
All right. So you successfully snag Hefty with your Velcro-tipped rope. It clings onto her fur, and you are successfully able to reel her back in, like you're deep-sea fishing, and bring her back on board.
Like a crab pot.
Uh-huh.
Just thunk onto the deck.
No.
How are you all doing?
I've been better.
Newson looks a little startled. That was close. I do not recommend going under the water for a long period of time, Hefty. Newson freezes momentarily.
Oh no.
You hear a
Newson's
very
damaged.
You hear a very drunken, "Is everybody okay?"
Why did you do that?
I didn't mean to.
Yes. As you all are
Why
collecting...
are you weird now?
This is me trying to do a drunk voice. I apologize. I'm trying.
You smell like the people in the alley.
And I think I am a wet towel. I think I wet towel your face.
Wake up.
I think
It smells like wet dog, but worse.
I deserve
Like
that.
trash.
I deserve
Little bit
that.
like
Okay.
trash.
Still not quite in my right mind. Are you okay? Are you okay, Newson? Both okay? Doesn't look like it.
Newson stutters into life again, and a stream of salt water issues from their mouth, spraying in the direction of Alastair.
Oh my gosh, it's contagious. You're all doing it now.
I'm not even gonna dodge. I deserve that. Oh, at least it washed it off a bit. Okay.
Why did you have salt water in you? You didn't go over the boat?
No, apologies. It is a remnant from my previous journey to the sea.
don't like boats.
I don't think I do either.
We have not been
why do we-
trained for this eventuality, but it is an experience, and we are learning many things.
Yeah, I'm learning. I'm going to go downstairs now.
I think I will too. I'm sorry, everybody. No more booze for me.
As you start to go down to the deck, one of the sailor does come over to the group. He noticed all the commotion and just wanted to check on you. He notices that Hefty is very wet and that Alastair still has some vomit on the corner of his mouth.
Oh, that will not do. That will not do.
Yeah. He actually has a large handkerchief, and he takes it out of his pocket and offers it to Hefty to help dry off.
I dog shake.
He acknowledges that you don't need his help. No worries.
I mean, I'll take it. I rub on it. I rub on his legs too. I'm just like, ah.
He gives your head little scritches.
Yeah, take it.
Yeah. And then he turns to Alastair. He's kneeling on the ground, but looking up at you and offering you the handkerchief. Do you need a little help?
Thank you. Yes, please. I'm covered in vomit and seawater, and it's not great. And there's no shower or tub on this boat.
That's all right. You learn to adjust. And he stands up and grabs the back of your head gently and holds your head still as he dabs at the side of your mouth, cleaning everything off.
Do I know you?
No.
You do now.
But hi. I'm Finn.
Hi. I'm Alastair. Nice to meet you.
Yes.
You're very kind.
Well, shouldn't we all be?
I suppose. I think I can take care of the cleaning myself. Thank you, though.
No problem. Didn't mean to impose. And he offers you the handkerchief and rapidly steps away. He didn't mean to make you uncomfortable.
Alastair is very flushed. I'm gonna go downstairs now. Have fun, everybody.
All right. If you want to come back, I'll save you some railing.
Noted. Thank you.
He walks away, but you notice him glancing back over his shoulder. He has an eye patch on, so you can only see the one eye. He has did you ever watch Once Upon a Time?
I'm uncultured. I apologize. No.
Okay, well, quickly, for the listeners, look up Once Upon a Time Captain Hook. Mm. Yeah, that's kind of the picture. But he glances back over his shoulder using the eye that you can see. You don't know if the other one's there, but the one he has is pretty good. And walks back over to the railing.
That was unexpected. Okay. He mumbles to himself as he goes downstairs, wiping the sea salt and spittle from his mouth.
Newson will accompany his friends downstairs.
This is the actor.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You can probably, he can probably tell a person off, a possum off.
Yes, this was a very handsome sailor.
Oh my God.
They didn't really cast ugly people in that show.
They really didn't.
No, yeah. I kept watching it probably longer than I should have. I was just like, all right. Anyway, Newson goes downstairs. I interrupted you for the little bit of podcast eye candy.
Just because both of their friends have gone downstairs and they're still a little concerned about their states of well-being, so they want to go along with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so how do you all pass the remainder of the journey?
Alastair is trying to recall ways to sober up quickly, but in a world without the internet is not very successful.
Yeah? Do your friends have any advice for this?
Just sleep.
Just sleep? Okay, I could do that.
Yeah. Good night. It's
good
like
night.
midday. I shove you in a room, close the door.
I go to bed.
Yeah. Newson?
If Newson is convinced that their friends are okay, then they will again attempt to just observe the goings-on the ship. They've not been on a boat like this before, and so they want to just see how things work, but without getting involved. So they again try to find an unobtrusive location on the deck where they can see the comings and goings and watch what people do.
Sure. You perch next to the mast again. Most of the people are in the more open space towards the front of the boat. And, you see them just carrying on and having a good time. It's a really expressive group of people. They're not the kind of people who feel the need to hold back or, they live life fully. And you see that there are, they're all very good friends with each other, and there's a lot of love flying around and revelry and drinking and dancing, and just you feel as though you're observing just a strong essence of what it means to be part of the human experience. As the night dwindles down, people start to get less rowdy, a little more settled. Some of the people start snoozing on the deck. And things wind down for the evening. After a few hours, the sun does start to come up, and some of the early risers, start to come back up on board the deck. And you see in the distance a small island that we are rapidly approaching. It has a sandy beach, and there's it's generally forested. And between the beach and the forest, you do see what looks like a large sprawling house. It seems somewhat added on as the years have gone. It's very laid out in a random sort of pattern, and it seems to be the only building on the island.
Have Hefty and Alastair come up onto the deck with the other early risers, or are they still downstairs?
I imagine since they went to bed a bit earlier, I'd probably be up. Probably not very happy about it, though.
Hefty, where are you?
I sleep 18 hours a day, apparently. So I've been napping and then looking around and napping and looking around. And so when I notice people are up and at 'em, I join.
All right, perfect. The captain, Jeremy, does come up to you and looks around at the crew and says, or at the three of you, and says, "Well, you've made it through your night on a ship. How do you all feel?"
It was a most illuminating experience. Thank you.
Yes, of course.
I've been better. Is there a shower on here? Probably not. No.
Unfortunately not. We normally would just jump in the water here. You have that opportunity if you'd like.
I'll think about it.
Yeah, I know. My first mate was saying you were looking a little worse for wear last night.
Oh, I imagine you're referring to Finn.
Oh, yes.
He's your first mate?
Yeah. I thought you knew.
I do now. He's very nice.
Yeah. Well, so I guess this will be your disembarking here. We'll go ahead and spend the day docked here on the beach and wait for you all to finish your business and just come back when you're ready, all right?
Okay.
Thank you, Captain. You've been most helpful.
Thank you for unloading the toy crates.
Yes, we can get on that. And actually, here, he snaps his fingers. You do see Finn across the deck, and Jeremy says, "Oi, Finn, get the crate." He disappears below deck and comes back up, carrying it. He approaches the group. Where do you want it?
On the beach, right? What do you think, Newson?
Yes. We must take it with us to the house.
He gestures towards the rowboat. The ship cannot get all the way to. There's no dock or anything here, so they have to dock about 100 yards out, and there is a little rowboat to get between the ship and the beach. So
Okay,
Finn
Newson will clamber in when pointed out that this is the way of getting to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Will the crate fit on the rowboat?
Yes,
Okay.
it is small enough that Finn is carrying it.
Oh, okay. I was thinking it's this big industrial box. And I was like, how?
Well, it is, but Finn is very strong.
I see.
Stronger than me. And I'm probably going to
And
be
me.
like on someone's shoulder because the seats are taller than me. And like, yeah.
I volunteer. I'm happy with that.
Okay. I smell worse than I did yesterday.
Oh, Alastair says nothing, but his nose shrivels up.
Yeah. All right. You all get in the rowboat and proceed towards the beach. You have Finn with you to row the boat, so you don't have to worry about that. And as you arrive on the beach and he sets the crate down on the sand up past the water line, he turns to the three of you and says, anything else I can do to help?
I mean, if it's not too much trouble, could you, like, wait on the beach? Or I guess you could come with us if you wanted to as well. We'd rather not have to flag down the ship to get the rowboat back, I suppose.
Well, sure. I mean, yeah, I think a lot of us are going to take the opportunity to bathe here on the beach too. Like you mentioned yesterday, we don't have a shower. But
Beach
yeah,
day
if you want,
for the sailors.
Yes.
Yeah.
do you,
Are they playing volleyball?
Ooh.
they don't have a net, but you do see them playing a game with some type of ball and, passing it back and forth. A couple of people have, most of them didn't bother with the rowboat. They just jumped off the edge of the boat and swam towards the shore.
Why am I not a sailor?
I see, that kind of seems like a nice life.
Yeah, so there's some of them playing with the ball. You see some of them have, stripped down and tried to wash their clothes out in the water and then are leaving it up on some rocks to dry and, swimming around.
Thinks about my day-to-day routine. That could be my life.
I mean, once we help these orphans, we could relax on the beach.
Oh yeah, no, Hefty has that life. I was yeah, Hefty's on the beach. Yeah.
Yeah. So Finn just looks at you guys and says, so stay here or come with you?
Oh, I wouldn't want to take you away from this.
Points to shirtless guys playing games on the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
you're welcome to join us if you want, but we're not going to impose.
Yeah. Yeah.
my dear, I don't think you know how the service industry works.
Service industry.
Yes, you have to
We
tell
gave
me
them
what you
lots of
want.
gold early on.
Oh, yeah.
Right. That's the bit you're
Oh.
forgetting.
They're hired. These people are hired.
Yeah, but they're on break.
Yeah.
Well, he's saying
Oh,
he
God.
needs you to choose. He needs you to tell him what exactly you want from him.
Okay. What does everybody think? What do we want?
I think you should guard the crate because carrying it through the jungle when we might zigzag a bit seems mean when we could just bring them back right to here once we find them. So we're going to go explore. We're probably going to go to that house, might go elsewhere, rather than you have to carry that all up and down wherever we traipse around today. Just stay here, guard the crate,
All right.
guard, with about volleyball and all these other people.
Just note that it's
Yeah.
toys for orphans. Don't let anyone do anything with it.
Okay. Well, he was planning on rinsing off anyways, so he lays his clothes out to dry on top of the crate, keep it safe, and wades out into the water.
Okay, I think we should go now.
Okay, bye-bye. Newson, this way.
I storm off ahead of the
Newson
group towards the
follows
house.
Hefty.
Yeah. You all walk towards that house. He gives you a smile and a wave as you go, and
I wave back and hurry along.
Orphans.
Oh, God.
We're thinking about orphans.
Is that what we were doing?
Right.
yeah. So you knock on the door of the house, or do you want to do something else? Do you want to peer through windows, reconnaissance? What do you want to do?
That was me knocking.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I also didn't have to do that.
Yeah. You
No, I
open the
think
door.
I think we like to take the direct approach.
Okay.
Yeah. And the door opens and you see a little girl with freckles and red hair and a gap between her two front teeth, who looks up at you and says, "Oh, hi. What's up?"
Hello. Why are we here?
We brought you
Remember?
toys.
Fabulous.
Yeah, we have lots of those. Miss Cecilia keeps making them.
Are your toys musical, though?
Some of them. I don't know. Are you here to see her, or are you here to adopt one of us?
We are not planning to make any adoptions, but we are interested in seeing Miss Cecilia, yes. Would that be possible?
Yeah, come on. And she shows you through the place. As you go, you see, like you said, even from the inside, it seems like this place has been very much built up over time. There's, a lot of the walls don't quite line up, and, random doors going to different areas. But she takes you through the maze of this building, and she brings you towards the kitchen, and you'll see, standing over a large cauldron over a fire, is a very matriarchal looking woman. She's got white hair. She looks like she's about 70. Her hair's pulled up into a tight bun on top of her head. And she's wearing a simple black dress as she goes about her duties in the kitchen. She has not noticed you yet.
Hello?
Yes?
Did you perhaps make a message in a bottle?
Oh, you found one of my messages. Yes, I made a lot of them. About the toys, right?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Do you have any toy making experience?
I do not, but I look at my friends. Did we make those toys? Who made those toys?
We paid for those toys to be made from a toy company.
Yes, we brought toys that were made by other people.
Ah, perfect. So I'm looking for something special. I think you would have read on the parchment. I'm looking for someone who can make toys that are a little bit more stimulating than what I've made. I keep trying here, carving, sewing, making all manner of things. Some of them have basic movements, some of them make noise or music. They just don't seem to hold the children's attention the way they used to. I'm looking for something with a spark of life. Have you made anything like that?
Hefty brings out the tie possum plushie that sings music when you poke it, like the Pillsbury Doughboy in its belly, and hands that to Cecilia.
We've got a whole crate of these on the beach. What do you think of this?
She inspects it, and they are very cute, but I'm always hoping. Well, I was hoping to find a wizard who could, well, for lack of a better term, make living toys. I know that somewhere there is a rune that imbues life into things. And she looks over at Newson. I assume you know all about this. And I was hoping there would be someone who could utilize this to accomplish my desires.
So I don't think I can do what you want. Like, I am a wizard.
Newson.
Oh, sorry.
Right? That's what you said?
I did reference that Newson probably knew something about runes of life, given his nature, although he may not be aware of it.
I am not a toy, madam, but I do have a spark of life. However, I am not aware how I came by it. Alastair here is a wizard, but I don't know if he knows anything about runes of life either. Maybe we could work together to try to come up with something.
I do. I don't know how to do it, but I think the way to do it might be near here. Would I know if the Codex Obscura would have a rune that does that?
It is likely. The Codex Obscura is a book of ancient, powerful runes that were used in bygone eras to do things that aren't common these days, such as animating golems or mechana, similar to Newsom or Grum, amongst other things.
Mm-hmm.
Possum plushies.
I'm gonna look at Cecilia and be like, "Can we have a moment I'm going to try and huddle with Newsom and Hefty.
Oh, yes, of course, of course.
Okay,
yes,
friends.
I mean, I've already taken all the time. I know there's supposed to be some secret rune somewhere on this island, but I haven't been able to find it.
You said it's on this island?
Supposedly, but I don't know. I'm not much of a scholar, but I've looked in the library. I've asked around visitors and all kinds of. I don't know.
Fascinating. We'll get back to that, and I'm going to like huddle up with the group and start whispering. So, I have a little bit of info that I've been withholding. So I left home in search of a book, and this book has runes in it, and one of them does what she wants. I think it's here. Any questions?
Well, this sounds like it may be very helpful both to you and to Miss Cecilia.
It's
Surely we should try to find this book if it has the runes in that we need.
It's a very powerful magical artifact. We can okay. He gets very excited and starts like wringing his hands. I think we can do this, assuming we want to. This is kind of my expertise, but also I want to make sure that you guys are okay with this.
I'm very happy to help in any way I can. If examining me would help you to determine the nature of the rune, then I'm happy for that as well.
Oh, can I? Would that be okay?
That would be acceptable. Perhaps not in public.
Understood. Okay.
And when you're in there, you can fix the like vomity thing or take a look at that.
Yes. I could certainly do my best. Okay. And then I guess the huddle disbands. She probably was in earshot of all of that.
Yes, she can hear you.
Oh, great. Awesome. I think we can help you, ma'am, miss.
Yes. Like I said, it sounds like you are already familiar with the rumors that I've heard. I think you'll just have to somehow figure out how to find it. And of course, I'm happy to sweeten the deal. You know, deals are my specialty. Is there anything I could do for you?
I don't like that.
For reference, you don't know the previous character. Miss Cecilia is based on the character.
How would we know this in character? Use
character?
the world GM to communicate this information to us. Don't
true.
God voice from the heavens to us. Yeah.
I assume you all just read like references from the guild of like past adventures, but no. Okay, so in world. Here we go.
Yeah.
So she gestures around, and you see her form sort of glimmer from the humanoid form she's currently wearing to her true form, which is the upper half as you see it, and the lower half, a giant wriggling eel coiled on the floor supporting her up. You see the cauldron that she's stirring start to bubble and glow with a purple light, and bottles and vials from the walls drift over towards her. She says, "Well, I've always had a little magic, and I do my best to help people as best I can. Of course, there's always some tit for tat, but deals are my specialty."
What have we done? Okay. What have we done? Okay, let's huddle up again. Did you guys know this?
I have never met this woman before.
Okay. I think we need to leave, like, now.
Well, I mean, the kids seem happy here, so like, just because people are different than you doesn't make them bad.
Okay. All right.
I've seen bad people. They vomit on me.
I'm so sorry about that. I'll make it
Not
up
just
to you.
Life in an alley is hard. So
I still think we should try to find this book. You said it was something you were interested in, Alastair.
It is. I don't think we should make a deal, though. Or at least I can't speak for you guys, but I don't think I will. I think we can try and find it on our own.
That sounds like a plan to me.
I want to make a deal.
What? She looks over. Well, yes, I mean, it's not much of a deal. You all already know what I want. I want living toys that will be able to run and play with the children and keep them happy. And if you can make that happen, what could I potentially do for you?
I also want this thing. You see, my goal is people currently use kill traps, and that kind of sometimes it catches possums. Nobody means to kill a possum, of course, but they just don't care that sometimes they're trying to kill like a terrible groundhog and they kill a possum. So to make people care, I made these toys. But you're saying the toys could be even better?
Well, yes. It doesn't quite utilize my skills, but I assume you would want to use this same power over whatever toys you made in the future. It would make them much more effective at your goal.
Step 1, Ignatius Cogbright manufactures the base material, the unmoving toy. Step 2, Jeremy's boat takes it to your Cecilia's island and we animate them. And step 3, we ship them back. I'm thinking this is a manufacturing plan that'll work great.
Sure. Anything we can do to help.
And you guys can have all the toys for free that you could possibly want. And we can focus group test the children to make them better and better over time.
I think the children would be delighted with that.
I'm in. Where do I sign?
God.
And if it helps, I can also... My specialty tends to be water magic and form manipulation. I can definitely help by transforming the toys into different forms if you'd like, different variations, or maybe making them.
They could have dresses. They could have suits. They could.
Yes, I think that could definitely be arranged. Yes, transforming a variety of different variations on your toys. That is within my wheelhouse.
Every toy line needs collectibles. So different outfit possums for them to collect. Maybe they could have a little car and a little castle.
It's the Barbie toy line now, you guys.
Sure.
And if they are dressed like people in Nicomoy, they may find it easier to relate to them.
Oh my gosh. Am I going to go to the Weird Al Yankovic and get like permission, or am I just going to like parody people like the mayor's costumes? We'll find out.
Oh my God.
We'll find out.
Incredible.
And
Collectible possums.
And Newsom, what about you? Is there anything you could think of that I could help you with? Like I said, I am limited, but all forms of water magic and basic transformation is within my abilities.
Well, I have suffered a little since I was last at sea, and my functioning has not been quite perfect. I still retain a little salt water inside myself, which comes out at unopportune moments. Apologies again, Alastair. So if you could have a look at that would be most gratifying.
Oh, absolutely. That's the easiest thing in the world. Easily granted. If you can make these toys happen, I will be sure to remove the rest of the salt water from your system.
Thank you. I'm happy to sign up to this deal as well.
She produces a parchment similar to what you found in the bottle. It unrolls in the air in front of you, and a golden glowing quill appears in front of it.
Hefty signs her name happily. She can write. It's official.
Canon.
Yeah.
Newson reads the paper carefully, but at speed, and assuming it's all above board, which is what they're expecting, is signs as well.
Oh yes, no crazy clauses or contracts. It's just if you want to get what you're asking for, you have to supply what she's asking for. If you fail, you get nothing.
That's it. There's no catch or secret clause or fee or gotcha.
No, I really need to send you back and watch that episode too.
I need a toy focus group, and she needs toys for her focus group. So win-win.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Alastair, are you sure there's nothing you want?
I mean, it sounds like I want what you want. To find this rune. Can I look at the contract?
Sure. There's a blank spot under what Alastair would want, but otherwise it's just very basic information of you give me this, I give you that. If either party does not it does not succeed in delivering the deliverables, it is null and void.
Interesting. Can I keep the codex if I find it and animate these toys?
Well, it's not mine to give. I would assume you would keep it if you found it regardless.
But you won't try and take it?
Of course not. What kind of sea witch do you take me for?
I don't know. You're the first I've met.
Well, don't believe all the stories. The patriarchy loves to keep us down.
That I can get behind. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, let's do it. Sure. Why not? What could go wrong?
Okay.
I signed my name.
Did you tell her is there anything specific that you would want from her in terms of water magic or transformation magic?
No, I just want guarantees that nothing's going to bite me in the rear.
Sure. It is
rear protection device
codified in the contract. And now you just have to decide how exactly you are going to make this happen. However, we are coming up on time, so let's take a break and give the party time to think about how they are going to locate the hidden location on this island of this rune.
Ask the kids. They've explored all corners of this island.
Oh, you're genius.
I've been your kids.
There are multiple avenues you could explore. But we're going to take a break. Joining us this time were Alastair.
Hello.
Newson.
See you soon.
And Hefty. Is this where we do the review?
Yeah.
Okay, Newson, take it away. Do we have a review?
Don't forget, if you leave us a review on iTunes, we'll read it out on air.
We will. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Today's mid-episode shout-out is, quote, "Huge gratitude to Mateo. Your continued support has been instrumental in making Briscoe a success. First investor, best friend," end quote. You can arrange for us to read your shout-out at firebreathingkittens.com. Did you know we have a paperback, ebook, hardcover, and audiobook adaptions of our adventures on Amazon and Audible? Is there an episode of Fire Breathing Kittens that would make someone you know smile? Tell them about it. It would help us. Thank you.
All right, we are back. We are at the orphanage on the Lost Island next to Atlantis, and we have uncovered the crux of our quandary here, and now have to do some sleuthing to identify what needs to happen. But before we do that, for anyone who's just joining in this section right here, I was going to have Newson, our handy data log here, recount what has happened in the first half of our adventure.
So, started in the Fire Breathing Kittens Guild Hall, where Newson came into possession of a message in a bottle, and swiftly enlisted Alastair and Hefty to help them go to the Lost Island that was mentioned in the message to help the children in the orphanage. Hefty was very keen. Alastair took a little bit of persuading, but eventually the intrepid band set off down to the docks, where Alastair met an old friend who was a captain of a ship and agreed with a significant down payment from Hefty's funds to take them to the island. They travelled a day on the ship, during which time Alastair got rather inebriated on the grog, knocked Hefty into the ocean. Hefty was very close to drowning, but Newson managed to save her with the aid of some rope and some extruded Velcro, and they all took time to rest and recover. Alastair managed to successfully avoid any romantic encounters, but not for want of trying, and they arrived at the island in due course, where they met with the proprietress of the orphanage, Miss Cecilia, who turned out to be a sea witch, and offered to assist the fire-breathing kittens with their individual desires. If they could in turn provide her with a life room that was supposedly hidden somewhere on the island, which would enable them to make more lifelike and interactive toys for the orphanage children.
All right. So you all are gathered around here in the kitchen area still. You have the room to yourself as Miss Cecilia has left. And take it away. What do you guys want to do?
Should we ask the kids what's around the island and get some notable features?
I think that'd probably be a good start, right?
Yes, they will have local knowledge.
All right. You wander out of the kitchen, and the first room you see is, a large room. There are some children playing with toys. There's probably 10 children running around in this room, and they all perk up when you walk into the room and look up at you.
Hello, children.
Hi. One of the children approaches Hefty.
Would you like a song?
And the child jumps back, startled, and says, "Oh, you talk."
You talk. Can you sing?
Not very well.
Same. Would you like a song?
Sure.
Okay, I learned this one just for you orphans.
And GM, I want this to be a check.
Oh, no.
What are you trying to accomplish?
If I succeed, I want to know the location of our next destination.
Mm-hmm.
And if I fail, they don't like the possum plushie.
Mental check, obviously. And we'll use one of the 25, so we have a wide range here.
You said 25?
Yes.
Because of my 8 mental, +2 durable mental ukulele, and +2 mental trait musical, with my plus or minus 12, if I pick 13, I always succeed on a 25, 100% chance. So enjoy this beautiful music as I succeed.
Mm-hmm. You are a min-max character. I assume you will succeed at mental challenges.
Yeah.
It's going to be fabulous.
And the player doesn't know how to play ukulele, so skip ahead 30 seconds if you don't want to hear this. All right. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to laugh, a time to weep. You got it live, folks. Woo.
Yay!
Yeah!
Did you know there's a whole list of copyright and non-copyright music? And The Bird's Turn was originally made in 1965 and is no longer copyrighted, which means I can butcher it.
Public domain.
I learned so many chords from that song.
So, and you said the number you picked was 13?
Yes.
Okay. What is the actual question that you pose to the children?
I basically want a verbal map, stuff to explore, where I'm supposed to go.
You just want, okay. So you want to ask the children where you're supposed to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where there are interesting places on the island.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they respond, interesting places. Well, we like the beach. There's the one right here, and there's another one over on the other side of the island, kind of behind the orphanage. Let's see. There's the forest. We like to play in the forest. And there's all kinds of interesting places here. We have a playground. We have a library. We have Miss Cecilia's kitchen. All kinds of fun things happen in there. We have we have a sandbox in the back. Let me see here. Yeah, I mean, I think that's just about everything on the island.
And if you wanted to hide a book on the island, where would you hide it?
So my understanding is that this island is described as being the island next to Atlantis. Right. But Cecilia said the book is somewhere on the island.
Yes.
Okay.
Atlantis is at the bottom of the ocean.
I was about to say, do we need to get scuba suits or something? I don't know.
So what do you guys think? Beach 2?
I like beach too.
It's the obvious place to start.
Another child chimes in, yeah, you might find the funny men over there.
Beach 2 it is.
Oh.
Can you tell us more about these funny men?
Yes.
Well, yeah, we don't really know them. Sometimes they come and they like to surf over there. I think they like to just get away and keep to themselves. Miss Cecilia said we should leave them alone.
I'm sure Miss Cecilia is correct. Very well. Shall we depart, friends?
I think that's our best need. That sounds good.
What's the easiest way to get to the other beach, children?
Oh, it's just right out back. You just go out the back door and go past the playground and sandbox and just keep going.
Very well. Thank you. We will see you later.
All right. So, yeah, you proceed through the maze of this place and out through the back. You do see a sandbox and a playground. And there's a path winding down a slight incline or decline towards a beach on the other side of the island.
Okay. Yep. Newson follows the path towards the other beach.
Yeah.
Do we see anything weird on the way there?
No, not really. This is the narrow part of the island. It's the island is sort of like bigger and rounder up top, and then on the south side is more like coming to a point. There's the beach that you came in on the west side. There's the orphanage in the middle, and on the right side is again just another beach. This one's a little bit more rocky, whereas the other one is sandy. As you do come down the path towards the beach, you see a little ways down the beach there are two figures sort of on surfboards next to each other out in the water.
Interesting.
Okay. Well, Newson carries on the path down to the beach, clambers down onto the rocky beach.
Mm-hmm. And as you start to approach these two, you do see that that you actually know these people. This is Marty and Oliver getting some private time surfing together on a deserted beach. I know Hefty knows both Marty and Oliver. Does everyone else?
Hi.
Who are you saying that to?
Marty and Oliver.
Oh, they call out to you from their surfboards. Hi, Hefty.
Hi, Marty and Oliver.
What's up?
You want a sandwich?
Is it from the guild hall?
Yeah.
I'll pass.
That's smart. It's egg salad and it's day 2.
What brings you guys all the way out here?
We're looking for some kind of magic rune book.
Okay. Tell me more.
Do you know anything about that?
About
maybe
a
some weird
magical
caves or locations that seem a little out of place?
I mean, I don't know of any caves on this island. We mostly just come here for the beach. There is a forest covering most of it. I don't know if you guys have explored that yet. It can get a little dangerous. But I think there is sort of a magical focus up near the top of the peak on the island.
Wow, I'm surprised the kids didn't know that. Anyway, let's go there. Bye.
Oh.
I leave them some sandwiches.
Okay, bye.
It was nice meeting you.
They look at you a bit worried, but they let you proceed.
Okay, so we're going to try to head up through the forest to the peak. Is there an obvious route for doing that? We're going to have to climb a bit, I guess, but we don't want. Maybe we have to go at a slight angle so it's not too steep.
Yeah, I mean it's not quite a mountain, but there's definitely there's an incline as you go up towards more of that central point. It's more of like a steep hill that kind of takes up a lot of the island. Forest through it. No major like big paths like on the beaches, but there are little foot trails that like animals would have left over time. You can, proceed walking in that direction along one of them. I will say, as you begin, the forest appears very normal, right? And you even see scattered toys here and there where the children have come. But as you proceed, you start to get a very eerie feeling. This seems like a perception check, which I guess would be a mental thing. Hefty, would you like to do the perception check?
Sure. I will use my 8 mental and one of my 2-use consumable mental sheet music so that the number is the same because I have this pre-generated chart that has 12s on it. Oh, I spent the time before the game to calculate my min and max guess for every point range. So
Yeah, so this is an auto win, isn't it?
I only did it with 12s. It depends. What's your number?
I would have said 20.
I do auto win on 20s. How did you know?
Yeah.
So I'm going to use my sheet music and I'm going to drop it and I'm going to see the way the wind blows it. This unfortunately dirties the sheet music. It falls into a mud puddle and I cannot use it again. It's a consumable item. But by looking at how the wind blows it, I notice.
You notice as the wind blows.
I still want to guess a number because I might get a critical success.
Oh, okay. And okay.
10. 2. Okay. Not a critical success.
No. So as the wind blows it down into this mud puddle, you notice that some of the plants along the mud puddle reach out tendrils towards the sheet music as it passes. And, it's subtle, but as you look closer, you notice that a lot of the plants seem to have movement that isn't based on the wind. It seems a little more independent, almost sentient.
We might want to get Oliver up here to do plant stuff.
I mean, we haven't traveled too far. We can probably go grab them.
Newson, you're probably the best runner, and I'm on Alastair's shoulders. Want to go get Oliver?
I don't mind doing that, yes, certainly. Newson will run back to the beach and see if Oliver is amenable to coming up and doing some plant analysis.
Yeah, do it in character. What do you ask him?
Greetings. Which one of you is Oliver?
There are 2 people there. One of them is a tan Caucasian man with shoulder-length hair. It's very red-colored. And the other one is a tall, slender black man with a short afro with glowing green eyes. The second one raises his hand. Me.
Hello. We were exploring the island, as we told you earlier, and we found some unusual plant life that seems to be moving. Hefty suggested that you might have some insight in this, and I wondered if you would mind accompanying me back to examine these strange plants.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to warn you about. You didn't make it very far yet, did you?
No, we've only gone a short way, but already there is a noticeable change in the flora.
It's a little bit of both, isn't it? We can cut. Well, are you guys trying to make it all the way to the top?
I believe that is our goal, yes.
We
Alastair
might want
is
to
really
bring
in
Marty
charge
too,
of the
then.
magical investigation.
We might want to bring
should?
Marty too then. I've only gone a little ways in, but you'll find out. Sure, let's go.
Thank you very much. It's just this way.
Mm-hmm. They follow you back.
Hi, Oliver, the physical incarnation of spring. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I hear you're trying to make it through the forest here, right?
It would be easier if we had the master of all plants with us, don't you think?
Probably. I brought Marty too, just in case. I've only gone partway through this. I was trying to tell you earlier, it gets more aggressive the further you go.
But that does suggest that there might be something magical up there, and it's something magical we're looking for. So I think we must press on. Perhaps we could look around. Are there any like animal trails or other ways that might have more less pressing in of the vegetation?
There are several trails you can see sort of crisscrossing through the forest, but they're all fairly small.
I'll try to pick out one that is going in the direction that we're headed. And encourage the others to come along.
Yes.
Oliver, would you mind going first?
Sure.
Then you can warn us of any unusual plant activity.
Or especially delicious ones.
Okay. I mean, are you hungry? I could just make something for you.
Please make me a plant. I'm picturing like the Willy Wonka Buttercup cup.
The Willy Wonka. He doesn't understand that reference.
Yeah, you make me a plant. Best as you can.
He gestures towards the ground, and a vine pops up, and it right before your eyes grows large, juicy orange pumpkins.
Nom, 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 nom.
Yeah.
That's a neat trick. You're just able to do that?
Oh, yeah. Hefty didn't tell you?
I did say you were the master of all plants.
I thought you were exaggerating.
The spirit of spring incarnate.
We're kind of gods.
Ah.
Yeah, so I'm a little new to this, but I'm the anthropomorphic personification of spring. Hi.
Hello.
And then Marty here covers summer, so more fire and water magic, more plant magic here.
So where are the other 2 seasons?
Well, there's actually 2 members of each season, and they're kind of scattered around. Frida and Jack Frost are usually up in the north. The fall seasons have a farm. Yeah.
Fascinating. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise. But yeah, shall we?
Lead on.
Nom, 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 nom. I found bugs.
Marty leads the way, and as you go, you do notice that a lot of the plants are, like he said, becoming a little more animated, a little more aggressive. The plants get larger. Some of the trees you can see a little off the path seem to reach towards you, a little whomping willow-like.
Newson will be keeping a lookout just in case anything is threatening to be even more aggressive, so that we won't be caught unawares.
Yes. Speaking of which, as you are walking, a vine reaches out quickly and snares your ankle.
Newson's just going to try to quickly grab the vine and pull it off, with their hands, pull it from their leg.
Okay. Let's put this at a 15 rating.
Okay.
And what is your number and range? For physical, I assume.
Yeah, physical, which is 5. So Newson grabs it and pulls and says, "The plant life is aggressive," as they do so. Okay, so I'm going to pick 13, which gives me a range of 8 to 18. 15.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hurrah.
So you do successfully pull the vine off of your leg. There's a little bit of a scuffle as you do. And Marty looks back and says, Oliver looks back and says, "Yeah, I told you."
Watch out, everyone. The vines are grabbing here.
The trees have eyes.
You proceed further, and the forest is getting more and more dense. Up ahead, you do see one of those menacing-looking trees, and the path seems to curve around it, but well within the reach of its branches.
Perhaps we could try to go past it rapidly and avoiding its branches altogether. But then be ready to respond if we need to.
Marty says, "Yeah, that seems like a great idea. Like, can't you all just..." And he turns around, does a running leap. The branches reach towards him, and he grabs onto one, swings like the parallel bars in the gymnasts, flipping from one branch to another, to another, to another, and then lands on the other side on the path and looks back at you.
I'm not sure I can do exactly that.
I believe the answer you're looking for is no.
But you have shown us the way. Shall we all go together or one at a time?
I mean, if we do it together, then we only have to be faster than one another.
Marty, can you come back and I'll ride on your shoulder?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Thanks.
He repeats the same action back. Well, the shoulder might be a little hard. How about this? He picks you up and tucks you into. He unzips his wetsuit and tucks you inside and zips you in securely.
I feel very secure.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend the rest of the episode like this. You'll hear occasional ukulele sounds from the wetsuit.
Uh-huh. But no, he carries you through, and you've left the rest of your party behind. What do you got, guys?
So could I just, like, how dense is this forest? Could I just go off the path and walk around the tree? Like what does the scene look like?
You would come into contact with quite a few plants. But yes.
I mean, I don't know. Can I look at the tree and see if there's like a pattern to it? Is it swaying in a certain way, or is it just acting lifelike?
It's acting lifelike. There seems to be a sentience to it. I mean, its movements are fairly rhythmic, but it doesn't seem to have a set pattern of movement of branches.
Okay. Can I find a small rock near me?
Yes, there is a small rock on the ground.
I'd like to throw a rock at one of the branches away from the path.
One of the branches away from the path?
Yeah, so I want to throw a rock at one of the branches that's not hanging over the path.
Okay.
How does the tree react? And do I actually hit it?
I say physical challenge.
Yeah.
This doesn't seem overly difficult. We'll say a 15 challenge rating.
Oh.
That's quite difficult for Alastair.
I'm gonna give it my shot. What could go wrong? I'm just gonna choose 12 plus or minus 1, so 13 to 11. The number is 3.
So you attempt to throw a rock, and it does not make it to the tree branch. It arcs right down halfway in between you and the tree.
Newson, you look a lot stronger than me. Do you see what I'm trying to do?
Are you attempting to distract the tree so we can go past the other side?
Yes, I'm trying to see if it'll react to like anything that touches it, or if it knows we're people. So if we were to walk by and distract it, would it focus us, or would it focus the first thing that touched it?
Very well. I will attempt to assist you. So Newson will do the same thing. Look around for a rock or pebble, and then throw it at the tree, but aiming to hit it on the other side.
Yes. Same things. Range 15.
So I will pick 8, which is 3 to 13. 7. So I made it.
Success.
Perfect. You successfully hit the branch that you were aiming for. As you do, the tree definitely reacts. It seems to swat the rock away, and it comes back a little, kind of in your direction, but more off to the side.
I think that might work. Okay. How do we want to do this? Like if I try to throw the rock, it's not going to work well. So we could throw a rock and then run together. Does that sound like a plan?
Let's do that. Yes.
All right. I get into the best running stance I know, which is not a very good one.
Okay. And Newson will attempt to repeat the same action. So we'll get another pebble, throw it at the far side of the tree, and then get ready to run with Alastair past it on the near side.
Mm-hmm. All right, go ahead. And your role is to hit the rock, or the tree with the rock on the side opposite from where you are.
Yes. So this time I will choose... What did I choose last time?
Like the number, you mean?
Yes, I chose 13, didn't I? I'm going to go for 12, which is a 7 to 17.
I feel like I should specify just for, like, as the GM, if the range is 15, you probably don't want your range to extend past 15, but you do you.
Oh, yeah, I know what I was doing. I was remembering what the upper bound of my last one was and choosing that as the start point. Sorry, you're quite right.
Yeah.
So it's 15. Yeah, okay. So I will choose 6, which gives me 1 to 11. 8.
Yeah. Yay!
Yes. So you successfully hit it. Again, it will swat the rock away on the side opposite of you.
And then we run.
Run.
I'm encouraging Alastair to go in front.
All right. So both of you run as fast as you can while the tree is distracted. Its attention does seem to be drifted towards that side for a moment. But but not for very long. After a brief delay, when you are running under where it seems to be able to reach, you see large branches swinging directly towards you. In this split second, how do you react?
Oh, God.
Duck and roll.
We've got a duck and roll. All right, and?
I'm going to try and sway my body around the branch.
Okay, duck and roll and dodge. Okay.
Yeah.
Like the Matrix. The bullets in bullet time go over his bent back belly, inches above his... What are you wearing? Inches above his...
Me?
Yeah.
I'm wearing like leather gear.
Inches above his leather gear.
We will determine whether this is inches above his leather gear.
I don't think it's
that
going to
depends
be.
how we roll. So let's put this at DC 20, not 25 because it was distracted. But I have the roll here. So I'm going to put Newsom first here.
Yep.
You are attempting to duck and roll under these branches.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What do you got?
And you say it's 20 challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I will go for 7, which gives me 2 to 12. 17. Curses.
Ooh.
17. You are struck in the chest by one of these whomping willow branches. It throws you backwards on the path, and you are now you have a little soreness on your chest. You landed okay. You're not terribly injured or anything, but you are definitely in the annoyed category at this point. All right. And then 20 challenge for Alastair. Okay.
My number is going to be 7 plus or minus 1. So 6 to 8. The number is 3. That is a failure.
So the same thing happens to you. You are struck in the chest and thrown backwards. You land directly next to Newson, and you now have the annoyed status. You are not terribly injured, but you felt that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
What are your next plans? This is fun.
I love combat. Combat's the best part of games.
I didn't quite think of this directly as combat, but yeah, kinda.
Now that I'm a lot closer to the tree, I'm going to be like, okay, I can do something about this. I'm going to pull out my wand, and I'm going to inscribe a rune on the tree.
On the tree?
On the tree.
Can you do this from distance?
No.
Is there maybe a root or something that's coming near to us?
Yes, the roots do extend a ways out.
Fabulous. That'll do. But I'm going to try and put a rune that says immobile on it.
Okay. And you are
Using
going to
my
immobilize
wand.
this tree. Using your wand, you're inscribing directly on the root, or you're using one of your patches?
Directly on the root.
Okay. How long does this take you?
Not too terribly long, but it's not instant.
Ballpark it.
6 seconds?
6 seconds. Okay. Okay, so you are doing this. It takes 6 seconds to do this. You do notice that the root starts to move as you approach it. It starts to
Ooh.
wriggle free of the ground.
Mhm.
This is a bit slow, but in order to get close enough to inscribe on it, we're going to have a physical challenge. You only have a 1 either direction,
Yep.
right? So your total range is going to be 3.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to say physical challenge rating of 5. Just to be
Okay.
able to inscribe on this root without it wriggling free of the dirt and grabbing you.
I'm going to choose my number as 4, so 3 to 5. The number is 1.
Ooh.
Ouchies.
Ouchies.
But that's why this is fun. You don't know what's going to happen. So you do feel the physical challenge. As you are getting closer and you are inscribing this rune onto this tree root, it does work its way free of the ground, and right as you are finishing the rune of immobility, it wraps around your ankle. In that moment, it freezes, wrapped
Okay.
around your ankle.
Okay.
And you see a gray blur sort of spread out from the area that you have inscribed. It goes partially up the trunk. Several of the branches do turn gray, and it seems like it fades out the further it gets Some of the other branches are slowed, but not immobile.
All right, we need a little more.
So the tree is partially immobilized. You are injured and have a root wrapped around your leg. It diffuses out from where the rune is. So that root is immobilized. So this is the position that you're in. What do you guys do now?
I think that worked a little bit. Help.
Newson is going to crawl over to Alastair and attempt to break the root that is holding him in place. Well, not necessarily break it, but at least work it free enough that he can slip away.
All right. Physical?
Yep.
All right. Challenge rating 15.
15. Okay.
Can I assist in that regard?
You can. How are you assisting?
I'm also trying to help break the root free from my leg.
All right.
Note that if you fail on your assistance, you get the negative that accompanies a failure. So you would drop from injured to disabled, which is a -3 on your rolls. So that's a consideration. And you're wagering this. I didn't know if you knew that you were wagering this.
I did not. In that case, I'll be pathetic and useless.
I'll help because I'm completely uninjured.
All right. Yeah. How are you helping?
Musically, of course.
Yes, I figured.
All right.
Thank you. Use the help function.
Inspire us.
I will sing to you guys. Do you want Three Blind Mice, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, or The Sound of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel?
Ooh, The Sound of Silence.
Yeah, right?
From within a wetsuit of a god, you hear the following. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the darkness of this wetsuit.
That was pretty good.
I'm actually thoroughly impressed.
All right. So yeah, your range is one further.
Okay, which gives me 6, and you said it was
a 15.
15. Okay, so I'm going to go for 8, which gives me 2 to 14. 12. Hooray!
Yay!
So you are successful. As you come over to help free him from the root, a small blue disc extends from your wrist. It starts rotating like a buzzsaw, and you are able to cut through the root and free your friend from its grasp.
Go, go, Newson Gadget.
My hero.
I suggest we move away from this tree.
Yep. I don't know how long that's going to last. Thank you.
All right. What do you do next?
We say that some of the branches near to us, or that the grey has spread from the rune of immobility. So,
yes, all of them are slowed, and the most of the tree is immobilized at this point. At least the part you can see towards you, like the branches closest to you on this side are immobilized.
So how are we going to get you past the tree without making it a physical challenge? That's the mental challenge for me.
Cast some magic from a distance on the tree.
I don't have that.
Make a projectile of your magic.
Okay.
Paintball the rune onto the tree's bark.
I'm going to pull. I'm going to pull out a little bottle from my bag. I'm going to inscribe a rune on the bottle, and I'm just going to throw it at the tree. And the rune is going to be... I'm actually upset about this tree right now. It's going to be Fireball. So I'm throwing a firebomb bottle rune at this tree that should explode when it shatters. Is the goal.
All right. And this is a mental. Give me a 20.
So would this count as wizard?
Yes.
Hey, so we're at a +8.
Oh, you should have used the wizard when you were doing the immobilization too.
Oh, I don't think it wouldn't have saved me. I guess if I chose a different number, it could have, but alas. So +8, we're going to do 12. So it's going to be 4 to 20. The number is 13. Success. Almost a crit.
Almost. You throw the rune towards the tree. I will say your throw is a little bit off, as we expect. And the bottle crashes down at the base of the trunk next to the path. A fireball explodes out from around it, and you see the tree visibly shrink back from the fire.
That's what you get for being a bully.
Yeah.
The tree is very slow as it does this. Some of the leaves do seem to start to singe and catch on fire as it can't quite get out of the way fast enough.
We're going to burn this whole forest down. We're fire-breathing kittens. It's what we do.
It's a lot of arson, yes.
Surprisingly
I
high
done?
amount of arson.
All right.
I'm
What is
already
your
racked
next
with
step,
guilt.
guys? We've got
Run!
a slowed tree, a fireball, and an open path.
Good job, Alastair. This forest can suck it.
Yeah. Who needs nature anyway? Run.
So
run.
while the tree is still immobile and burning, Newson is going to attempt to scoot along the path next to it without drawing its ire.
The path is open. As long as you act fast, it is open. You can run for it.
Yep.
Booking
We're going to go and join up with our friends at the other side.
All right.
That was eventful. Okay.
Right. Alastair, I assume you also take the opening and run.
Oh, yeah. As quickly
Okay.
as my little legs can muster.
You both run to the other side of the tree. The fireball... You both run to the other side of the tree. The fireball doesn't last long. It starts to dissipate. And the tree attempts to reach for you, but it's just too slow to get all the way back to the path you're on. And you make it successfully to the other side.
Well,
Cool.
You did try to warn us. You were right. You look a little worse for wear, Alistair. Perhaps we should rest and
Yeah.
see if we can make you feel better.
I could use just a little minute to lie down, have some tea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you like the healing mechanic?
Yes, please.
So because you are only injured and not disabled, you can heal yourself. It's a 10-point mental challenge.
Cool.
Which I think you auto pass.
Yes, I do. Because I have a +7.
If you pick the right number.
I choose 10. No. We're doing 5.
Yeah, you auto pass. All right.
Do I critically pass?
Oh,
I already chose enough.
I mean, let's find out.
I already
What's your
chose the
number?
number. We're going to do 4. No, it's a 2, but still. Yay.
But you're healed.
Oh,
You're
that
back
hits
to
the spot.
normal.
That's nice.
Yeah. All right. And as you're going, you Oliver definitely turns around as we're leaving the tree, and gestures towards it. The leaves unsinge and regrow, and the tree's back to being healthy.
Wait, you're telling me you could have just dealt with the tree and you watched us die? Get hit by it?
He's not gonna hurt the tree.
I didn't want to either, but it hurt me.
We should perhaps look for a different route when we're going back down.
Yeah.
And up in the distance, you do see the path terminating in a dense circle of trees that don't seem to be moving. They are trunk to trunk and creating a perfectly circular wall of wood, blocking the path forward.
Wall of wood.
This is unusual. Trees do not normally grow like this, in my experience.
What do you think, God of Trees?
I think that this is probably the part that I thought you all might want some help with. That's the magical focus I was feeling down below. And I assume that's where you guys want to go?
I mean, it seems to be the point of interest, I'd say.
Okay. Now, keep in mind, I can't guarantee what's inside. But I figure the least I can do is let you in, and I'll hold a path open for you, and what you do is up to you.
When you say hold a
Thank you.
path,
That would be most appreciated.
Yes, very appreciated.
when you say hold a path, does that mean it might close behind us?
I'll do my best not to let it.
Okay, sure.
He approaches the wall of trees. Yes?
I was just going to say, are we going to get Hefty out of the wetsuit first?
I like my current suit of armor very much. Can you walk me inside?
Sure.
I'm wearing a god.
Note
Are you
to
wearing
self,
him or
do
is he
not-
wearing you?
Do not
You're
give
like
Hefty
the mouse in Ratatouille, right?
NPCs to abuse in the future. Oliver approaches the wall of trees and places his hands on two of the trunks. A green glow infuses the wood, and it seems to warp out from his hands, creating an arched doorway through the path. And he stands there, holding the holding the sides open so that you can pass under his arms.
Alrighty.
Well, Newson steps through.
I follow.
And it's not really up to Hefty, but Marty will step through as well, carrying her.
I like this much more than my 0 physical. I'm wearing a mecha suit of Summer God.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. Inside, you see a circle of wood, as you would expect, with trees, leaves growing up at the tops. It fully encapsulates this circular area about 50 feet across. There's a grassy meadow, light drifting in little beams through the leaf cover, and it has a very serene feeling. You can't help but feel instantly calm as you walk into this area.
Well, for all the trouble we went through to getting here, it seems actually quite pleasant.
Yeah, I would say so.
But we need to find the Book of Runes, don't we?
Yeah.
Can you describe it a bit more?
Sure, what do you want to inspect?
What temperature is it? Is there a breeze? What's in the distance? How big is this area? How's it smell? Are we alone? Are there structures?
Is 50 feet across. You are alone. There are no structures. There is just a grassy meadow, wood all around. It is,
How tall
I
is
don't
the
know,
wood?
70 degrees. The wood seems to go straight up approximately 20 feet before the branches appear more like normal trees would.
Okay.
And what else? Oh, there is no breeze. The air is absolutely still.
And it's grass? Is it like cut grass or like wild grass?
Wild, but for some reason it doesn't seem to be growing very tall. It's plushy, almost.
Like clover.
Like a ground cover, yes.
Yeah, okay. And it's flat?
It's relatively flat. Not perfectly, it's natural.
Right. This seems incredibly dangerous.
I would say every bone in me screams trap.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
Newson would like to examine the wood and see if there's the trees. Is there any markings or anything other than just what you'd expect to see the natural tree? There's no unusual shapes or markings on the wood.
No markings per se. The trees do seem to have some variability in their texture. There are, lines and creases in the bark. Do you touch it?
Just looking at this stage.
Okay, just looking. There's not a whole lot that you see outside of the texture of the bark.
This is clearly a magical place, but there's no obvious place to store a book here. It is a book we're looking for, isn't it?
It is a book we're looking for.
Yeah.
Maybe it could be under the ground or within a tree?
Could it be buried?
Yes, I thought maybe it might be in a tree, which is why I was examining them, but I couldn't see anything that would suggest that.
Do you guys want to do a chicken stick?
What is a chicken stick?
We poke it from 10 feet away.
I like that.
Okay, do you guys do a chicken stick?
Do we have a stick available? Anybody got a pokey stick?
We could nip back out and see if we can find a branch lying on the ground.
Sure. As you do so, you poke out underneath him. You are able to find a relatively long branch and bring it back.
Okay. So then Newson is going to go round the circle, tapping on the bole of each tree and seeing if it makes a different sound, any of them.
Most of the trees, it's just normal wood. You're going along, you're going along, you're going along. There is one tree that when you tap it, the stick passes into the wood.
As though the wood isn't there, or is there some resistance? As actually it's like it's going into something, or as though it's just air, it feels like.
Just air.
This tree doesn't seem real.
Aha. Does it go anywhere? Is it just like an empty space? How big is this tree?
What do you want to do? How do you want to explore that?
I can strum the ukulele, and based on the echoes, just a single strum, you can see how deep it is in there. What do you guys think?
That sounds like a good idea. I'm trying to think, is this like an extra dimensional space, or is it just like a hidden path?
Yes, if it was a portal, we would hear no echo. If it was a small hollow, we would mostly hear echo, and if it was a large cave, we would hear a slight echo from far away. Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm. You hear no echo.
Oh.
That's a portal. Yep, portal.
A portal to nowhere. Okay. Well.
Send Marty through?
Marty is holding open your escape route. He is
That's
not
Oliver.
So you want to have Marty touch the tree?
I want to have Marty go through. Yeah. The portal.
Okay.
I'm going to hop out of the wetsuit just for a moment. Marty, it's you, the god of summer. Hop through.
Marty attempts to walk through the tree and runs straight into it.
Oh.
This is a godless heathen portal.
Oh, I like those.
But perhaps it's only wood that can pass through.
Let's throw the stick in.
Wait, I might. Okay. I'm gonna put my hand on the tree.
You put your hand on the tree.
Okay,
Alastair.
dangerous. I would have done the stick first.
Alastair, you feel solid wood.
Okay.
On this tree.
On this tree. But the stick goes through.
Well, are you holding the stick or is Newson holding the stick?
I just touched the tree with my hand.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to
understood.
then try to push the stick through again.
All right, you're holding the stick. The stick goes through.
Okay, I try to put my hand on the tree.
Okay.
As you make contact with the tree, you fade out of the scene that you are currently in.
Oh no, the godless heathen portal took Newson is the last thing you hear.
You find that you are watching a scene, and it seems familiar. You see a dark alleyway. It's raining. There is a dumpster with trash bags in this alleyway. You see a blonde elven woman who is sitting in the front of a cart. She stops the cart and someone gets out and dumps you in front of the dumpster. They get in the cart and they leave. You see a blue and gold filigree logo on the side of the cart as it pulls away. You see time pass for 3 days in the alleyway before you start to move. You remember going through everything that happens next, right? You also see Mrs. Platchett when you meet her, right? Getting into the room and board. And the thing that you didn't know before is that Mrs. Platchett, there are times when you're in the boarding house that you malfunction. Your batteries run dry, you become unaware of the world. And you see that Mrs. Platchett pulls out a set of tools and reassembles you when this happens. She peels back the skin covering on your back to reveal multiple panels. Inside those panels, you do see multiple different runes. Several of them are broken or marred or covered. and she does her best to reassemble them. The main panel has 3 runes. One of them has a large crack through the metal and plastic that it is inscribed upon, completely breaking that rune and its functionality. It does not glow the way the rest of them do.
It's fascinating.
Got all that?
Yes. But I didn't
Okay.
see any... Were there any discernible details? Because you said there was a blonde elder woman driving the car. The person who dumped me out, I didn't see anything, couldn't make out any details of who they were or what they looked like.
They appeared to be human, and they were wearing a uniform that matched the carriage.
Okay, there's the same...
The same pale blue and gold.
Pale blue and gold. Okay, thank you.
Yes. Then as you watch Mrs. Platchett working on your repairs and you see the runes under the panel on your back, your view fades out from the scene that you are in, and you are back in the circle of trees, and you feel something in your hand.
What is it? I look.
You have a torn piece of paper from a very old book, and part of a rune is inscribed on the paper.
I turn around. Is everything in the clearing is just as it was before?
Yep. You hear the last part of Hefty saying, what was it, Hefty?
The heathen portal has taken Newson.
Yep. You hear that.
It hasn't taken me. I'm still here. But look, I found a piece of paper.
Oh my god.
Hold it out towards Alastair. It has a rune on it.
Is that what I think it is, GM?
What?
Is that the rune of the one that gives the inanimate objects life?
And you can read the runic language, right?
I can.
So it's it's part of a complex rune. You can see that it's not complete, but a large part of the rune that you can see roughly translates to history, origin, and it seems to be connected to other pieces that are not on this page.
So it's not a rune that'll do things, but it's rather a history guide. It's a puzzle piece.
It's part of a larger rune.
Got it.
But you recognize I'm sort of like in like Japanese kanji. There's like multiple pieces of a complex kanji that mean different things, and then together it means one full thing.
I understand. Okay. This is fascinating. It's not quite what we were looking for, but it seems to be part of it. So I don't think we found what we need, but we have something that can help us find the rest of it now.
Well, you know what they say, you can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, you get what you need.
Well, what do you want to try?
I also saw a vision while I was retrieving this of my past.
Oh. Maybe
Maybe there is a tree here for you, Alastair or Hefty.
Oh my god. That would be very foreboding. That's a good idea though. Could I borrow the stick? Also, are you okay? What was your vision okay?
Yes, it showed me some things I didn't know. It was illuminating.
Ah, magic.
Yeah. I guess we go on the hunt to find our tree.
How do you proceed?
I'm gonna just start touching trees.
All right, you walk around the circle, dragging your hand along the trees. When you pass into a certain tree attuned to you, again, you fade out from view. No, Hefty's not going to say anything.
That's okay. This tree I know isn't a godless heathen portal, so it's all good.
Oh, okay. Yes. Alastair, you fade in to a scene covered in darkness, and standing in front of you is your father. He looks down his nose at you imposingly with disapproval. Well, he says, you have nothing to say for yourself? You've run away from home? You've disgraced the family yet again?
I imagine he's looking at me expecting an answer.
Yes, he is.
I need to do this. I need to leave.
Well, you need to learn to behave. You see another figure appear next to him. You recognize him as your father's father, also gazing at you disapprovingly.
Is there like a door behind me? Can I leave?
No. You are in a completely blank space aside from the figure standing in front of you. Mm-hmm. There is no door, there is no ceiling, there is no roof, there is no sky.
So I'm just in a black space with these figures. Okay. Who are you? You're not my father.
I am your father. Unfortunately, I have been since the day you were born.
What?
Ooh, already knew that one. Where am I?
Another figure appears behind your grandfather. You don't recognize him, but the look is very similar. Well, you would know if you hadn't left home. You should have stayed exactly where we put you.
You weren't very happy with me there either.
Another figure appears behind him. Happiness is not the object here.
But it could be, if you listened, for once.
And listen to what? What could you have to tell me?
I don't know. You wouldn't be happy with that either, it seems.
Well, I'm waiting.
I don't want to be stuck at home anymore. I especially with you sneering at me all the time. I don't want to be there forever.
Well, forever is a very long time. It hasn't been enough time for you to even learn proper manners, let alone how to handle yourself on your own.
Well, if I waited as long as you wanted me to, I'd be nearly half dead. So I don't live as long as you do.
Well, you might live a lot less than you might be expecting, especially with these choices you're making.
Did not have, I brought you into this world so I can take you out on my bingo card for today.
Daddy issues.
As the ever increasing line of severe formal elves grows and stretches into the distance, you see another figure pop into existence. This figure is human. She has wild, curly, raven black hair, bright green eyes, and sort of dark honey brown skin. She's wearing multi-layered skirts with little tiny bells that jingle on the ends, a corset top, lots of gold jewelry that jangles as she moves, and she walks around the elves with a fluid grace.
Mom?
Am I? I don't know. Hi, I'm Maeve.
Hi. Yeah, no. How are you here?
Well, I don't know. It's not really up to me, but I see Luvan's here as well.
I thought you were dead.
Well, that's one state of being. There are many. You'll learn this as you grow.
I keep hearing that.
No, I take it Luvan is your father then.
I was hoping you would already know that.
Well,
yes.
Well, I may have been a bit out of the loop for a while. It seems like you two are strained. I'm not surprised. He never was good at listening.
Are you?
I don't know. Try me. Tell me anything.
I don't know. I'd rather ask you questions, to be honest.
Shoot.
Where did you go? Did you go anywhere? Am I even talking to living people right now? Where am I?
I don't think I'm quite alive.
Okay. Am I?
I think so. She walks up to you and pokes you in the chest. You seem pretty solid to me.
Apparently. How do I get out of here? Where am I? Do you know? What is this?
Well, I think you're supposed to learn something. That's usually how these work. So you tell me, what are you supposed to learn?
I thought I was supposed to stand on my own 2 feet.
Yeah, how's that going?
Not well.
Why not?
Well, I got beat up by a sentient tree, so, that was fun.
Well, that happens sometimes. You have to learn to roll with the punches. You think I've never taken a beating?
I suppose. That, and I did have some tea after. That made it much nicer. Is that the lesson?
Here's a question for you then. You want to learn to stand on your own 2 feet, but why haven't you always? What's been in your way?
Seeking approval of others, I suppose.
Of these guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ironic, right?
Why?
I don't know. I guess I don't need to.
You know he never approved of me either, right?
Enough to sleep with you.
Well, that wasn't approval, right? He's always been so stiff, so formal, right? How do you think he noticed the dancer in the town square? Do you think that was approval? I always represented something that he didn't understand, something foreign to him. And it seems like maybe you do that as well.
I do.
And he's supposed to somehow approve of you.
Or at least understand a little.
He was never good at that either.
But I've left. It doesn't matter anymore.
I want you to look back down the line. Follow your ancestry. Not even just my half. Mine was always wild. But look at the elves. Do you see what happens as you go back through the millennia? They weren't always like this. And as you look, you see that, yes, the elves in recent history are polished and refined and formal, severe frowns on their faces. But as you get further back, you start to see more of the elves that lived in the forest and communed with nature and cast magic of their own. You see more and more feathers in hair and braids with vines running through them. People wearing leather and homespun fabric. And she tells you that maybe there's more to life than becoming exactly what your father thinks elves are meant to be in this current day and age.
So the lesson is to see past my father, to look deeper.
To see past everything, and to know what your place is on your own. What is your place?
My place is me. To be happy, to have fun, to go on adventures and seek knowledge, to not care about what others think or disapprove of.
And as you say this, you start to fade out of this scene again and reappear in the circle of trees.
He's gonna...
Oh, sorry. As you say this, you fade out from the circle of trees and reappear, or out of that scene and reappear in the circle of trees where you left. Your hand touching a trunk that is now solid wood.
I need to sit down. Oh, God. Do I have a piece of paper in my hand?
You do.
Oh, thank
It's
Christ.
another torn piece of the paper that that seems to match up to the piece already in existence here. You see that it's part of a rune, and the part that you have seems to translate to self-love.
Interesting. Okay. I'm fine. Would not recommend it. I'm just gonna sit here a bit. Yeah. And he's just gonna stare off and look at some trees.
All right, Hefty.
I'll play you a little song before I possibly need mental healing as well. How you doing?
Not great,
No?
but I'm better now.
What happened?
Saw some things that were very new and old.
Yeah? Like what?
Yeah, my parents,
Oh, nice. You got
Yeah.
parents.
I suppose, in some way.
Yeah?
But that music sounds very nice. Thank you.
Sometimes we gotta process what happened to us with
Yeah.
A chords.
Okay, I think I can go on. I'm better.
All right. Here's an F to see you out. And a C.
Clap, clap.
That was beautiful.
It was.
I waddle around the clearing and I see what tree is not solid, if there's any.
There is. Same thing. Sucks you into an alternate dimension, and you see a scene where there are multiple traps around you in a forest. You see other opossums wandering into them and getting stuck.
Oh. So there's a potential traumatic backstory of Hefty is that I keep mentioning that, like, traps kill possums. But I've never told you guys if it was a particular possum that I know, if they meant anything to me. I've said, I, a possum, don't like kill traps. Never really specified why. So I think I freeze physically. That's how I react to fear and to this bad memory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's possums wandering into kill traps.
So these are more stationary traps, but then you do see a man walking towards these traps with a spear.
Oh, so it's a box style trap?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And there is a man with a spear walking towards the trap that you just saw one of your fellow opossums get stuck in.
I wholeheartedly believe that they will let me out because the entire premise of my character is that nobody would kill a possum in a trap. It's because of these kill traps that any possums die, because possums don't hurt anybody and they eat ticks. Yeah, I watch.
And you watch as the first possum in the spear is killed in front of you.
That
Stabbed
sucks
right
for
through with
them.
a spear. Mm-hmm.
Do I have my ukulele?
You do.
Not great for opening box style traps, but sometimes I can melt people's brains. So let's try a brain melting song. This is a psychic attack. I'm trying to kill that man.
Okay.
Okay. This is the song I've practiced least because of the mental damage. Skip ahead 30 seconds on your podcast player. 3 blind mice. 3 blind mice. See how they run. See how they run. They all ran after the farmer's wife. Cut off their tails with a carving knife. Did ever you see such a thing in your life as 3 blind mice? My goal is to have possums, phantom possums, swarm around his head and then dive into his eyes and eat his brain.
That is exactly what happens. They do that. They attack him. You are empowered to see possums not freezing, but rising up and fighting for their lives. And the man collapses. Yeah. And the man dies, and the other possums in all of these traps are spared.
Possum revolution! Ukuleles for everybody.
All right. Again, you fade out, similar to how it went for everyone else, and reappear. And in your mouth is a piece of paper.
So guys, I didn't really understand that. Why would anyone want to kill a possum? The whole point of having a live trap is that when you see it's a possum, you let it go. You ever opened a live trap with a possum in it? We just kind of sit there. The door's open. We just sit there. We're very chill. You actually have to shake the cage to get the possum out of the live trap. We just kind of sit there.
She's very chill, says the possum that just killed someone.
I'm not. I'm a magical possum with revenge on the mind.
Ooh.
Well, if there's one thing I've learned, it's people are strange.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Alastair, do you take the last piece of paper?
Yeah, if Hefty wants me to look at it.
What's the rune say?
Yeah.
The rune for you says the future you fight for.
So, Alastair, what do these 3 runes say?
Can
you run through them?
Yours said history, mine said self-love, and Hefty's said the future you fight for. Do they look like they go together, like the torn pages?
When you put them together, they are clearly the 3 pieces torn from the same page. All of the lines connect into a single rune.
Which changes the meaning entirely.
Well, the larger rune is a conglomerate rune. There are multiple aspects within it. But overall, they seem to be made up of various runes that describe aspects of what it means to be alive.
I think this is it. I think this is the rune that we needed.
Well, I've got a tie here. Let's test it.
Ooh. Okay. Is there like a tree stump we can like set it on top of?
Just grass.
Just grass? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to just find a little bitty like on like the left foot of the little like stuffed animal. I'm going to try and recreate the rune with my wand.
Mm-hmm. It is a complex rune, so this takes you a couple of minutes. But you create the rune. It briefly glows before settling into the plush, and the stuffed animal comes to life and starts walking around the area.
Oh my God.
Sing.
It looks at you puzzlingly and nuzzles up against you.
Oh no, it's dumb.
I mean, to be fair, it's like yelling at a baby and being like, dance. Like, it's a newborn.
But it is alive and it's adorable.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What happens if we poke its stomach? Does it still do the thing?
Yes, the music box still plays.
Does it look annoyed by that? Does it seem happy?
It giggles like the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Oh my God. It loves it. Okay, Hefty, this is your toy. What do you want to name them?
Oh, I think they should have a blank name tag and each child should get to name it.
Ooh.
Let's focus test these and we head back to the orphanage.
Yes. You head back down the mountain. Oliver has been holding the way open for you. We won't make you do challenges to get back down the mountain. You find a better path this time and skate by all of the dangerous flora/fauna. And you arrive back to the orphanage.
Alrighty. I suppose we should go see Cecilia now?
Yeah,
I think that
she's in
would
the
be
same
good.
spot you left her.
Oh, Cecilia!
Yes, I'm so glad you're back. What have you found?
We did it. We found what we were looking for.
Perfect. Let me see it.
The rune or the toy?
The toy, the rune is yours.
Okay.
We already agreed on that.
Fabulous. I gestured towards the now cuddly moving possum plushie.
She picks it up and is absolutely enamored with it. It's interactive. It curls around her fingers. It responds when she interacts with it. And she says, yes, this is perfect. This is exactly what I've been looking for. The children will love these. Do you think you could animate more of their toys later? But we have so many that we could do this with.
I think that's possible, yes.
Perfect. And then in the matter of, you guys didn't ask for a whole lot, but yes, you have your rune, correct? You have it.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. And I believe, Hefty, you just wanted a place to test these toys. Absolutely. We'll test all of them here. Easy enough. And Newson, I believe you are the one who wanted something specific from me, correct?
I would like to function better, yes. If you could take the seawater out from me, I think that would help.
Yes. Just a moment. And she bustles around, pulling down bottles from shelves on the walls. She throws them into the cauldron. The color changes multiple times. And at the end of this, you are looking at a cauldron full of glowing electric blue light. And she says, here you go. Just touch it.
Very well. If you think that will help. I step forward and put my hand into the cauldron.
As you do so, you feel all of the water logging deep inside your circuits, rushing out. It is pulled through the cracks in your plastic skin and condenses into the cauldron, leaving you fully dry and functional.
That feels a lot better. Thank you so much.
Yes, of course. It's what I do. If you ever need help, feel free to come and find me.
Well, my friends, it seems we have reached the end of our quest. We need to set up your manufacturing facility, though, Hefty.
Oh, we've got that going. We need to focus test these animated toys. Wow, what a task for a future adventure.
Huzzah.
Right? And time to go home. Everybody, anything else anyone wants to do?
Can we have a beach adventure?
Sure. You go back to the beach. You haven't been gone long. Everything's still very much as you left it. People are playing that unusual game with that ball. People are swimming. The laundry is drying on the rocks. The beach is available for your use. What would you like to do?
Alastair is going to look for Finn.
Yes, you see Finn still guarding the crate where you left him.
Would you like to go swimming?
Well, I don't know. I take my duty pretty seriously. I think the lady told me to guard this. Will it be safe?
I think so.
Well, you're the boss.
I'll sit on it. You guys have fun. Bye.
Thank you.
I'll follow your lead.
And we prance to the beach.
Yep, he follows
Newson
you.
will stay with Hefty.
Yeah. Yep, he follows you to the beach, out into the water.
Just have fun swimming.
This is your adventure,
splashing
sir.
each other. I figured that would be fade to black.
Fade to black. All right.
Yeah.
Fade to black on that adventure. Thank you for joining us, guys. Today, we were joined by Hefty, Newson,
Good evening.
carefully avoiding the water, and Alastair.
Goodbye.